Disclaimer: this video is for educational and historical purposes only. BRKCH Evil aka Lilith. Evil aka Lilith was bred ch recoil imp, doi, rom, PORX1W Black Widow, Diablo, Countdown. We got Evil as a pup from the north. She was about 3 or 4 months old, and outgoing, never shy when sees other dogs. She was on from birth, born to be evil and put fear in other dogs. She grew up with the mentality that she was from hell. In her schoolings she lived to her name. She made sure that she will either try and eat you up or break you down, and yet when she was not in the box she would be a harmless lamb. Fictional account of Evil vs. Marley, weight 19 kilograms. On release, the two bitches meet hard in the center. It became abundantly clear that the pace won't be for the faint-hearted. Everything was even till about 3 minutes when Evil stamped her authority on the match. Marley tried her best but could not go toe-to-toe with the evil one. Her next option was to hang on for dear life. Even this endeavor seemed futile as Evil turned on the afterburners. Marley was fighting for her life and screaming for some relief. By the 18-minute, Evil had the freedom of the city and did as she pleased. Biting deep wounds that one could see the bones on helpless Marley that led the seconds call it a quit, but likewise the handler tried to prolong the show. Marley seconds left the box side, leaving the handler to figure things out for himself. It was only a matter of time before he did. Marley was called upon to scratch but did not have the legs or the will to do so. At 17 minutes Marley stood the line, leaving Evil wanting more. The ref declared Evil a 1XW as she starts her very promising career. This was through the eyes of the ref. For her second show I went into a GRCH chapter's Doi Daughter. Fictional account of Evil 1XW Girly 1XW, weight 19 kilograms. Handler is asked to walk Evil out to empty in order to make weight. Evil comes back, weight is good and ready to go. Evil gets to the box, sees her opponent and goes crackers in her handler's hands as she wants a piece of Girly. Ref asks for dogs to be released, and it's on Evil. Bullets out of her corner and gets hold of Girly. At just 2 minutes in the throat, leveling herself out on the canvas, showing how smart and aware she is. 5 minutes and she's starting to turn herself around like an anaconda would, trying to constrict its prey with the opponent exhale each time. At 10 minutes it's evident to see Girly is not coming out of this hold, as oh so Evil is starting to go in deeper now, and she starts protesting, and oh so Evil mother of Lilith goes in deeper and deeper. At 15 minutes the opponent throws in the towel as they call it quits, as Evil has now closed all the oxygen supplies, leaving Girly helpless, starting to see the light and gets saved by her handler, who concedes, making Evil a well-deserved 2XW through the eyes of CB. Evil Lilith CH show. So there was no weight locally available for her, and her owner went on to find weight elsewhere in the country. He also tried to do the impossible by hooking her into 2 dogs for the same night, as her last 2 shows were practically done under the 35-minute mark. Her weight ended up being covered by guys from the City of Gold, and they had 2 dogs on her weight and the matches were made. Unfortunately things didn't go according to plan. Forfeit was paid for one of the females, and this would be the onset for the rest of her quest to attain her championship title. Meanwhile, locally dogs on her weight started popping up like Jack-in-the-Box out of nowhere now that she was hooked. D-Day came, and the long trip was made to the land of diamonds. Guys from various kennels made the trip. This was going to be one of, if not the biggest conventions to go down in our country, a 10-card show. On the journey she was as calm as lamb. At times you would forget you are traveling with a lioness. This convention would host a few dogs going for championship, and even champions furthering their quest. We arrived in the Y trying to settle and meeting up with other travelers from another province. Then we received the news, and we got thrown a curveball. The venue where things were supposed to go down was no longer available due to unforeseen circumstances. However, quick arrangements had to be made, and being adaptable like our dogs, we ended up traveling to another province if we still wanted to see this through. We packed up, and had to travel almost a further 2 hours. Maybe this was a godsend, as lots of people were whispering about this big convention in all the corners of the country. However, some of the shows planned for the Y still went down. 2 new champs came from that convention. CH Corey 3XWBIS and CH Misty 3XW, 2XBIS. Lilith's son was hooked to go, but he also collected a forfeit. We arrived early in the B, and got settled in. Closer to kickoff time, we all made the drive to the venue. It was decided dogs would go according to weight and not by status. Miss Evil ended up being number 4 on a 5-card show with her litter mate sister going last. 2 dogs of the same kennel ended up receiving forfeit from different provinces. It was decided since there are 2 males available they will just end up facing each other. Opponents ended up being swapped out so that the 2 from the same province wouldn't have to end up showing into each other. The first 3 shows went fairly quickly, all done long before the hour mark. Things were looking very promising for the travelers from the north as they were 2 for 2 by beating the guys from the Windy City. Finally Evil is up, females on 19.5 kilograms. The dogs are weighed and she comes in a 100 grams over the agreed weight and her owner ends up paying the forfeit. Kara, her opponent, comes in 500 grams under and would have to push the difference. Her owners decide to continue as it's said that she has a monster mouth, the right antidote for Evil. Evil has grown quite a bit since her last 2 shows, and she looks very thin on this weight, that coupled with all traveling surely had to take some toll on her body. She gets into the box, and you could see the lamb changing into the lioness. The other crew is trying some delay tactics, and Miss Evil is getting anxious. She starts focusing her attention on a spectator as the pit is still empty. Finally Kara arrives in all white with just a little black on her eye and Miss Evil in all black. Dogs are released, and she goes straight for the throat like the true lioness she is known to be. However, this one doesn't allow her to stay in there too long, and gets her out. She tries to defend but Evil is not chasing at all, just waiting for a chance to hit her spot. Evil's owner gets vocal, and says that the Kara's handler is blocking her, he won't allow it. Some back and forth between him and the seconds, and things are sorted out. From time to time she gets in the throat and you can see it's taking its toll on the poor white, but she is never allowed to stay in there too long. At times Kara tries to attack, and Lilith shows that she can dance if needed. Lilith hits the right shoulder, and just pins poor Kara to the floor, and she is unable to get free. Lilith not shaking at all, just shutting her press of a mouth. Kara left the mother of all demons in there too long. When she came out you could see the damage was done. They go back and forth but the poor white can no longer keep the evil that is Lilith out. Lilith hits her in the left side's kidney, and goes in deeper and deeper. It's pretty clear to everyone present what Kara's future will look like if she continues to take such harsh punishment. Kara's crew does a sportsmanlike thing, and picks her up, and asks for a courtesy. Kara completes her courtesy, almost falling on her face. This all in a matter of 19 minutes. Now it's pretty clear why her owner feels like hooking her twice for one night. Basically nothing wrong with her, just a few small scratches on her lips. Her sister goes after her, and was taken to uncharted waters as she also had finished some quick, shortest being 8 minutes. Lilith gets voted best in show and her sister takes the gamest in show title. As I'm busy writing this I'm sure her owner is looking for her next victims. Maybe he will get his wish and do 2 in one night. Through the eye of a witness? After making champ I struggled to get weight collected 3 forfeits. People were scared to face this dog until I decided to push her weight to 20.8, which was a mistake. She ended up losing at 4 H50s, collapsing on her scratch into 1 XW Mary.